QuoteSoft Duct 4.0 Main Menu Overview. On the main menu, there are 6 gray buttons for most common navigation. Click the job file to open the job file and add new work or return to existing work. Click the central data to open the central data window to view setups, data files, pressure files, as well as catalog items. Configuration will allow you to change the way the program behaves and also add and control user permissions. Click the takeoff button to return to the last zone this workstation used. Click the knowledge base to view an online material list for understanding and using the new software. Click Web Help to join a remote session with a support tech or program trainer. We will start with the central data. When this window opens, you'll see the navigation pane on the left-hand side for central data. Clicking the arrow next to the item within the list will expand it so that you can see the items inside of it. The base setup has a data file. This data file has materials, labor rates, liner, wrap, and hangers. Clicking one of the categories will expand to show the subcategories. Rectangular hangers. Listed to the right are all of the rectangular hangers and their setup information. Listed beneath that is all of the information set up on the second page, which was the per hanger setup in Legacy. Navigation for the central data is done on the left-hand side in the tree. Clicking the expander and then the section underneath will give you the list of information about each of those items. The window can be resized so that you can see more or less data all within the single window view. All of the program setup data is available within the same central data tree. You no longer have to exit out of a menu in order to go from one data file to another if you have multiple setups. Also available to you are the pressure classes. The pressure class tables are divided into their categories, rectangular and round, and selecting on the expander will show you all your available pressure classes within the system. Selecting the pressure file will then allow you to decide if you want to look at an individual item or if you want to look at the default components, such as the joints and reinforcements table. When you click on joints and reinforcements, you can see that they're broken up into their same centerline lengths: 24, 30, 36, 48, 60, and 72. If I want to look at standard length duct of 60 inches, I can expand this table so that I can see it. Size 24 by 24 duct is going to be 22 gauge with the joint galvanized standing S and drive, duct sealer, and the override reinforcement gauge is 10, and I have no rod reinforcement, no angle reinforcement required. You can quickly bounce from table to table simply by expanding it and looking at each of the individuals. This will allow you to quickly compare pressure files side by side. I can look at the default components, joints and reinforcements for the 2-inch pressure file, and expand the 4-inch pressure file, default components, joints and reinforcements, and look at the same information, and then quickly move from one to the other to compare and make sure that I have them set up properly. Also available in the central data navigation tree are the catalogs. By clicking on the catalog node, it'll show you all of the catalogs that you have available to you. In our example data set, I have a catalog called Equipment. Inside the Equipment catalog, I have categories. The categories are air conditioning equipment, fan coil units, fans, sound traps, and VAVs. Clicking on the fans category will show me the groups I have created. The groups listed are the belt drive grease fans, ceiling exhaust fans, direct drive roof fan, round inline exhaust fans. Clicking on the group for ceiling exhaust fan, it will then show me the items that I have set up by CFM. Over to the right are showing me the group options, the catalog that it exists inside of, the category it's inside of, and what is the name of the group. What kind of opening does this item have on it? What other information do I want stored with this item? Fabrication labor, install labor. To look at all of the group labor and costs in one shot makes it a lot easier to be able to modify your items. Also included is an HVAC duct products. Inside here is the snap-lock file or the accessory file from Legacy. If we look at the adjustable 90 elbow group, we can see that we have a list down at the bottom of all of the dimensions that are available to the program for takeoff. Up above, we can see that the group options have been set for install labor, other labor, and item costs. We also want to carry the square foot so we can calculate the wrap required and the weight so we can get an estimate of pounds for our job. Being able to use the central data window for navigation and also looking at all of your different categories and catalogs will allow you to be able to manipulate the data a lot faster. For an advanced walkthrough on the central data, including catalog setup and accessory file setup, scroll down in the list of videos to Advanced Training Videos, Central Data, Catalog. The next screen we'll look at is Configuration. Configuration has all of your workstation options. How do you want your calendar to be sorted, by the month or by the week? Do you want all new windows that open up to be in the center of your screen? Do you like the feature of being able to use the plan file name as the zone name on new zone creation? Scaling optimizations to control the length of the scaling you do in takeoff for ductwork and pipe. There are other options available on this page that allow you to control how this workstation behaves. All workstation options are stored independent of each other. Next is the system setting. System settings allow you to set your custom fields. For example, scope information. I currently have it set to give me an option for subzone, system, and phase when I'm creating zones. I can add up to 10 custom scope fields that are controlled by this screen here. This is a system-wide setting made available to everyone. The job file options allow the jobs to be actively edited within takeoff. Auto increment folders, auto incrementing numbers for jobs, what information to include with each of those jobs. Moving on to users and security. You can add a new user to the program by clicking the New User button at the top of the screen. When you type in the username and the login name, you can choose to include an email if you wish. You can then assign them a particular group, administrator, power user, or regular user. The groups can also be controlled by creating new groups. You can dictate what privileges the administrator has versus the power user and regular user. These groups can then be assigned to all users or just some. For a more detailed walkthrough of the configuration screen, scroll down to the Advanced Training Videos section, Configuration. The Quick Jump Takeoff button will return you to the last zone that you had in use on this workstation. By clicking it, it'll skip the whole job file screen and take you right back into the last zone takeoff that was used on your workstation. You can see that by doing this, I don't have to go into the job file, find the job, find the zone, and click Edit Zone. I'm immediately taken back to where I left off. The very next button to use would be the knowledge base. By clicking the knowledge base, it'll then bring up the Duct 4.0 video training site and allow you to see all of the options available to you. Next is Web Help. The Web Help button will allow you to join a remote session quickly with any of the support technicians that you currently have on the phone with you. You have to have a support technician on the phone with you in order to join a session. The green buttons located across the bottom are there for more help and assistance. Request support will take you to our website and allow you to fill out a form requesting assistance, which will then get you in the queue for a support technician to give you a call back. Video training will take you to the online help videos where you can scroll through and pick which video you would like to watch. Request training will send an email directly to our QuoteSoft scheduler, who can then return a call to you or an email to get you scheduled training. Clicking recent jobs will show you a list of jobs that were recently used on your workstation and allow you to quickly open that zone if you wish. So again, you don't have to go into the job file to get back to work. Active users will show you a list of users that are currently in the software. This will tell you, are they logged in? This is very helpful when it comes time to run updates on the program. Database updates will allow you to see any recent changes to the database. This concludes the basic overview for the main menu. For more detailed training on how to use all of the buttons that are located on this screen, scroll down to the advanced videos.